All right, time for Rauka in the Morning Cafe. We speak to you back at home or from wherever it is that you tune in, and you get to tell us what it is that you have to say. Lots of phone calls coming in, and at this very moment, then I allow Karis, who is calling us from the Ndegwa, to join in and perhaps tell us what he makes of the 5 days that are left as we are geared to go to the polls come the 9th of August. Karis, good morning. Oh, we have lost Karis, but then again, we hope that he calls back. Is there anyone else who's calling online, or we can hold it right there as we await to hear from them? Yes, Karis from the Ndegwa was calling us, and definitely also it's that last hour or last moments where we talk about the question of politics in the country. We take a look at all this, and we also get to hear the view of the people. On this very last hour, we look forward to hear what the people have to say in terms of how well prepared they are for the general election, and whether indeed we are going to get people voting as much as, it would be required. 22 point something million voters. These are the ones that we hope would go out there, vote for the next, or vote to get us the next crop of leadership. And so before we get a hold of Karis, let's try and see whether John from Mango is, or his network is stable enough for us to have this conversation. John, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Kosambamba. Thank you so much for calling in. And yes, 5 days to the general election. What do you make of what is left?
First is saying hi to people of Mango, and we can comment that very peaceful campaigning. And out of the residents, you can be able to tell they are calm and ready to cast their votes on Tuesday night. And we thank God for a peaceful campaign period.
All right. Well, and so what's the situation like in Mangu? Mangu is in Kiambu?
In Kiambu County.
Kiambu County is such a tight race.
Yeah. It's a big county. There's a lot of farming activities being involved there. But Mangu was taking the hands, maybe turnout in terms of votes, and I don't know the constituency.
So what then are the likelihoods of, Kiambu getting the best of governors? Those ones that are vying, very strong contenders, as you can evidently see, the likes of Wamatangi, the likes of Wajango, the likes of, Kuria, the likes of the lady who's Mwendega Tabaki. These are powerful faces, powerful figures in Kiambu County. Nyoro himself was the current governor. I mean, it's going to be a serious split of the votes.
Right now is a tight race.
Yeah.
That means that we have big fish, or a big fish in terms of maybe classifications. But what we expect is just a slight maybe win in terms of vote cast. Because we expect that maybe the person who will get the most win will get with a very slow margin because of the split of the votes. But for the best man, he'll have to get a win. Yeah. Okay,
well, it will be a tight race to watch, and we definitely would wish that it is a first time win or a round one win. But just to get us to what is happening on the national level, or at the national level, Deputy President William Ruto and Right Honorable Raila Odinga appear to be those ones that are taking the lead on this bid for presidency. First of all, what do you make of their performance so far, and what are the chances that the Right Honorable Raila Odinga would garner this, or Deputy President William Ruto, and especially looking at the polls that have been presented to us? 3 out of 4 speaking of a possible Raila win if we were to hold elections today.
One of, without doubt, is that we can be able to give credit of maybe some of the contenders. Maybe as an example of William Ruto, starting campaigns maybe 4 years down the line. We expect that he has maybe high chances maybe of getting the highest votes. Getting that Raila Odinga maybe on the support of the government. We are wishing that maybe with the support of Mother Karua from the central part of it, we'll also maybe be able to have a margin of his votes. But all in all, what we can say, we are standing at a very, very, very undetermined position that cannot be able to tell who is more than the other, because they are going to they are moving in a in a similar level, similar kind of maybe tackling the campaigns. So right now in the election, we can't say who is higher than the other. Yeah.
All right. Well, it will be interesting to watch. Your submission on what you think IEBC has managed to garner so far or to do so far. Do you have confidence? Do you suppose the people have, proper knowledge on what is expected of them at this point where they're supposed to go and vote?
Yeah, people are very ready for the voting process. But what we may be appealing to the people of, we had a training that was talking about the rejected votes or votes that have been marked incorrectly. So IBC is instituting people. We have voters education on the ground. So we expect people will be very keen when they are casting their votes, not to have spoiled votes, rejected, such kind of. So I'm very confident with the IBC readiness to conduct the 9th of August elections.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And John, Santi Sana, your contribution on this one. But then again, before we let go of you, the institutions apart from the IEBC, we have had very many of them that are at the heart of this process. We understand that we have the judiciary at the heart of it. We have the security sector also to guarantee Kenyans the aspect of security. We also know very well that the question of ICT is crucial in this matter. We have the CK CEO, Ezra Cheloba, who was once the CEO of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, really did not perform well to a point of us seeing him exit the stage, and now Majan takes over. What does it speak to you? Does it exhibit, do you have some essence of confidence in how all these institutions, stakeholders that are the heart of guaranteeing us an election, are you confident that they are, are ready and set to accord us this? And as well, President Uhuru Kenyatta, who was the one who's supposed to give us that transition?
What we can say, we are looking at, this is a general election, so the whole country is involved. So the team that is there, even the commissioners who are there, even Chebukati, the chair, is very keen on maybe the processes that they are using. Out of the training we had, this time around the readiness is a bit on top. So you can tell they are very ready to look for the elections, but still, we need someone who can be able to bear pressures, because there'll be a lot of pressures, maybe out of the parties who are contending, maybe the aspirants. So we need someone who can be able to bow to pressure and be able to tackle issues on the way they come. So right now, out of the process, I saw them coming on. I'm very confident that the process will be fair, and very confident with the commissioners who are around.
Okay, well, and we are keenly waiting to see. The students have gone home. There's been that general feel that wamefunga mapema sana, maybe watarudi mapema sana after the election, and we all understand the processes and what we have gone through before. We all are crossing fingers that it will be a smooth one this time around. But do you suppose there could have been a creation of balance, perhaps have them go for break slightly late and maybe extend that stay beyond the 12th or beyond the 11th?
In every place that you are doing, maybe you are using a facility, it's good to be prepared in advance. So you expect IBC, maybe they did that request because of their preparedness. Bearing in mind, most of the classes that are being used as polling centers or polling stations, maybe they will interfere with maybe some of the learning activities to know if the classes are suitable for IBC to use them. That preparedness was adequate. It was right to do that. Yes.
All right, well, that's amazing. Karis, Asante Sana for speaking to us this morning. Unless there's something else that you'd want to top up, and especially perhaps, sorry, not Karis. Karis is the one that we were supposed to have earlier on. It's John from Mangu. And, generally on the cost of living, do you suppose the next government then will come in handy to address these flaws of the current one as we sum it up? We have lost John right there. Do we have somebody else? Yes, keep calling. The numbers are running down on your screen. The SMS short code is 22047. I get to sample some of these comments as you get to drop us. Remember, it is Rauka Morning Cafe as we decipher on the political matters in the country, current affairs, as we all are keen as a people, because then you realize it's also important that we have the people involved in these conversations of politics. And so far, so good. We appreciate the magnitude at which we see people contributing to the talk of politics, especially on the spaces of social media and the conversation of how we maintain peace. Also, we need to appreciate the fact that this is an open space, but yes, a majority of Kenyans have seen it important and necessary to maintain that aspect of peace. And so, as we get into this conversation, your contribution is highly valued. Karis from the Ndegwa is here already. Karis, good morning.
Good morning too.
Asante sana kwa kupiga simu. Siasa unazionaje, au what is your view on the political scenario today?
According to me, I know I have already made my decision.
Yeah.
And now there's one thing even I'm telling everyone I come across. I like siasa. But one thing I'm telling everyone, after election, let us have that peace and stability in this country. Let us not be separated by those people, the leaders and everyone. Let us be our brothers, be our brothers and sisters and everything.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
That business I do and what you do, after 9, tutahitaji. All those people we serve, tutawahitaji.
Yeah.
This is not the end of life.
Well put, some wisdom right there. Is it so bad so far in terms of, how people are relating with each other? Or you also would feel that, at least Kenyans have matured to a point of understanding that, siasa ni siasa too. We do not have to have this in our hearts, and therefore...
Exactly.
Yeah?
You have hit my point. People, they become more mature. And becoming more mature is by valuing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I am telling everyone. Because everyone I know, huwezi uliza huyu uko pande gani, huwezi uliza huyu mwingine uko pande gani, but mimi na wewe na mwingine ndiye tunahitajiana. We don't even hatuhitaji those leaders so that we can make our end meets every day. Tunahitajiana mimi na wewe na mwingine, and that's how life goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all we need is peace, stability, and the president who will come, akuwe mtu wa maana, mtu atatushughulikia, na mtu ata make sure we have that peace. Yeah, let us not be divided over the religion, over what we call the tribe, things like that one.
And we have, different people supporting different divides, and we have politicians that are out there spewing hate. They have hate crusades left, right, and center. What will it take for us to remind them that we want this country after that, and that therefore it is important for them to go out there, speak of what it is that they want to speak to the people, sell their manifestos without propagating hate?
Hatred, what I can say there, the only people who will, mtu yeyote atahusika to spread hatred against each tribe, each party, or any region, that person should be held accountable. And I don't know the reason why can't we implement the constitution? The person who causes hatred in those political arenas, if they treat that one, they should be the people who will be jailed. Si ati umetoka kwa nani, wewe ni mtoto wa nani, unafanya nini, or uko na nani kwa serikali. They should be held accountable. Yeah.
Okay. The presidential race, what do you make of it? Because that's the main one that we all share as a country.
Yes, I did.
The presidential vote, which we all share as a people. What do you make of it?
That one, because I have my candidate.
Yes.
Na namuombea sana apite.
Utatuambia ni nani?
Sitasema.
Oh.
Because, let me tell you, I like siasa.
Yes.
And I have one thing in my heart.
Yeah.
Either I know there are two horses. There are two horses.
Yes.
Yule
Your preferred
atashinda
candidate
kati.
is amongst these two?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my candidate is among the two horses.
Okay.
Yule atashinda between them two. Sitaenda ati mimi sijui nini. I just do this. I just wait for the guy nione vile atatufanyia. But sitaenda. I don't have time to go and lash and start making hatred spreading hatred to other people.
Yeah.
Mimi nahitaji kila mtu niendelee kwa maisha. I like siasa kama saa hii hata nikitoka, and what I tell them, I like siasa but I hate tribalism.
Yeah.
Your regional divide and everything. That's what I hate. I relate with everyone. Yeah.
Okay, and so we keenly wait to see what the vote will look like. Above the question of peace, the high cost of living, the tough economic times for the people of Kenya, do you have hope that the next leadership will then address the same, maybe in the shortest time possible?
I'm 100% sure. If you elect someone who knows the problem, who knows the ground, how it touches, huyo mtu atashughulikia mambo ya hata si mambo mingi. Only agriculture, let a subsidiary fertilizer ikuwe na subsidy. Maji ya kulima ikuwe inalipishwa pesa kidogo. Let us do this. If it's the government, kama ni na huku mahali dry, we make those boreholes or dams for irrigation. Nothing more. This country has so many resources. We have good soil. But these people, they don't want us to wake up to be open. They just want us to go na njaa, waitishe mahindi, they bring. That's what they do.
Okay.
They can't request for that fertilizer with subsidiary.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very simple. According to high cost of living, we can minimize that through agriculture. Pia ni mambo mingi. No.
Okay, well, we all cross fingers for the best. The next question I'm going to ask, be very careful as you answer it, because it's going to tell me who your preferred presidential candidate is, and you had earlier on stated that you do not wish to make that known to us. That the opinion polls say Right Honorable Raila Odinga has 49% against Ruto, who has 41%, and therefore it places him atop. That, if elections were to be held today, he would carry the day. What do you make of these polls?
Let me tell you one thing. When we were in primary school and secondary school, kuna ile mtihani ilikuwa inaitwa mock.
Yes.
There were people who would get A or B or C plus or they range there.
Na walikuwa wanasema most of the times ukipata hiyo ndio utapata mwisho.
But let me tell you. Sometimes ulikuwa so much shocked. Unapata the guy ulikuwa unapata anapata A, anapata C minus.
Okay.
So let us not do you know that one?
Yes.
That one mtu anaweza fanya manipulation.
Right.
You can manipulate.
And therefore you do not believe in this one's Tatu out of 4.
I don't.
Zote Tatu you cannot believe?
Let me tell you.
Yes.
Those things, I don't believe them 100%.
Okay.
That one I know. Even sometimes back I had someone saying these people are demanding even $1 million so that they can be given what? They can be given a higher percentage.
If they spoke positive about your preferred presidential candidate, would you be saying the same thing?
Yes.
You'll still be saying the same thing?
If I do what?
If they projected your preferred presidential candidate to be on the lead, ungekuwa unasema the same thing?
Let me tell you, do you know, even for now, you don't know whether it's my candidate who is reading or my candidate.
Oh, now I got you. You got me on this one. I really wanted us to get to that level where I'd know. But yes, just like many other Kenyans, they say that the opinion polls we cannot go by. But then again, those ones who've been in the game of politics long enough will tell you that some of these numbers you do not overlook. They speak of a possible 7% undecided voters. What will it take for us to get these ones that are undecided to come out and vote? Because
the 7%.
Yes.
The 7%,
So you want to tell me you believe that in this 7%, and yet you said that you do not believe as such on the polls. But we agree that we have those ones that are undecided. How do we get to entice them, first of all, not to even make a decision on whom they vote, but first of all to turn out on that actual day to vote?
Do you know even that, your 7%, there are people, and those people see that they not cast their vote. They know where their vote will go.
Yeah.
They vote. They have already made their decision. There are people who even they don't like even being open. They are just silent. They are waiting for the day to come.
Yeah.
They just go and cast their vote and then go back to the house and wait for the results.
Yeah.
Not everyone who like ati mimi nachagua Raila, nachagua Ruto, nachagua Jakoya ama mwingine, no.
Yeah.
There are people who are still waiting. Hata mimi nilikuja na huku kwa barabara uniulize nachagua nani, nitakwambia I have not yet decided because I don't want to. It's my decision.
Yes.
It's my decision.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's the important thing about a vote, that it should be sacred, it should be personal, it should be what it is that you want to go out there and vote, as opposed to just laying it bare in the presence of many. But as time goes by, we have gotten to levels where, is this democracy according to you? Tumefika ile sehemu ambapo unapata watu wanazungumzia their side, their preferred side, openly, without fear. I mean, what does that mean democratically? We are growing?
Now, hapo kwa kusema ati we have to discuss about the president, that's everything. Hiyo kitu inaendelea kila mahali. But kuna yule mtu unapataga even within that mjadala anakuja hapo, but hata waiongea about the presidential, mnaongea about governor na hizi zingine zote, but about president there are people who never talk.
Yeah.
I go, I meet so many people, we talk, we discuss, we spend a lot of time, but there are people who are just quiet and silent.
Why? Why do you suppose it is so? Why can someone speak, comfortably about the gubernatorial position, the senatorial ones, members of parliament, speak of women representatives, speak of members of county assemblies, and not have the confidence to speak about the presidency?
Do you know one thing? Do you know one thing? And I'll tell you right now, there are people who know that if you talk about someone from a certain, there are some people who think unaongea about a certain religion, a certain, na ndio sababu nilikwambia ile kitu inaletaga division in this country. It's not about governor, it's about president. The first thing I told you from tukianzia, there are people who hate kuongea according to mtu pande fulani juu itaonekana you are tribal in a way, you are going to a certain religion.
Okay.
Kama saa hii Kenya unaona inasemekana ni kama there's difference between the have and have not. Even in political arena, that's how it goes. Na hivyo ndivyo huko.
Okay, well, asante sana Karis. Nimefurahi sana kuzungumza na wewe asubuhi ya leo. Unless there's something else you'd want to say, allow us to hang up on this very point.
Yeah, now, nimeshukuru sana, and I would like, after voting, the same thing vile tumeongea saa hii.
Yeah.
We have another discussion.
We do what?
Yeah, I'm very ready. Yeah.
You hope that after tumeongea, after voting?
After voting, if you'd like us to have another conversation, I'm very ready.
You can be rest assured I'd love for that to happen. I hope then you will be open to tell us who was your preferred presidential candidate. Sitakuwa umeshapiga kura.
I'll tell you.
I'll
tell you very 100%.
Hata kama atakuwa ameshindwa.
Na hata nitawaambia vizuri. Mrengo yangu ilikuwa pande hii, na mimi matokeo yetu ni hii, na that's not the end of life. Kama tutashindwa ama tushinde, I'll be very ready to move on. Na niweze hata kama atashindwa ama ashinde, I'll encourage people, I'll tell people the truth. Mimi na wewe tunahitajiana.
Okay.
I've never hata nipate president kwache.
Wow.
Hapana. Yule mtu wa chini ndiye anahitaji anapata pesa ananunua unga. Yeah.
I'm really happy, for like we have spoken, and I like the angle that you are taking this conversation, that yes, you are so strong and determined to, defend your side, but at the same time, you remind us that above everything, we are Kenyans, and therefore we need to protect this country, because we definitely would need it after the 9th of August. Karis calling us from the Ndegwa, Asante Sana, as well as John from Mangu, whom I've just spoken to a couple of minutes ago. We close this session of Rauka na Morning Cafe. We always say it's good to hear from you, and those ones that have not picked their phone calls, Paul Sana, it's because of the question of time, but we hope some other time then we'll get an